Alrighty, g'day, Stu from UAVFutures here. Welcome to Happy Flying, our weekly live stream. I'm just going to go do some audio checks, all that sort of stuff, so you can hear me in the chat. Let's get through this, and then we can talk about all things FPV. And man, do I have a show and some things that I'm excited to talk to you about today. I am so pumped and amped about FPV drone racing. Over the last 5 days, 6 days, that was the Australian Drone Nationals, and the competition was next level. It is the most impressive drone event I have ever seen. I absolutely loved it. We're going to be doing a big deep dive, a bit of a recap, and why it really is becoming a special race in the FPV drone world. We've got some other cool things as well. Of course, we're going to touch on mental health. I've got to give some people some shout outs. We're going to talk about this new radio I can finally release and talk about this a little bit. I want to do some 3D printing stuff about like printing with metal and a little bit of talk about DVR as well. And I can see some absolute legends in the chat. Thank you to everybody who is part of this FPV family here, and a huge shout out to my patrons and those people who are members. I couldn't do this special show, this channel, and be blessed to be able to share this message of FPV without your support. So thank you so much. If that is you, or you're thinking about becoming, that little button should be down below as well if you would like to sign up. Like these amazing people you can see right here. Every Day with Bruno. We've got Spruny, Johnny DRC, Handy Racer. Like there is so many amazing people that are here week in, week out, and I'm grateful for their support to be able to continue to do this and share this amazing hobby around the world. Now, before we kick it off, I do want to just ask you guys, like, did you do any flying on the weekend? My week has been absolutely stacked with FPV, and my brain has been just exploding with cool ideas and just so much FPV that, like for example, yesterday, I think I started at 8:30 in the morning, and I was home at about 9 o'clock in the evening. So a massive day, and that was just yesterday. Like this drone racing has been going all week here in Australia. And then I had about 4 hours sleep because I could not sleep last night. Like the amount of cool things people were talking about and the amount of fun that I had at this FPV event. So if I look a bit wrecked today, that's what that's from. And we're going to try and get through this as well. And I'm hoping my voice doesn't give out, because I was commentating over some races and things like it. It was incredible, but we're going to jump in all that in and discuss that. I do want to see though exactly what you guys have been up to. I can see a great racing Screecher. That's what he said there from Super Dizzy Die. Some big support. That is, we're going to be talking about everything in a little bit, talking about the amazing races and the people who were here at the event, and why Australia, I believe, is kind of like the #1 ticket item that any FPV racer would want. You know, like when we look at some other motorsport examples, and I am going to come back to this. I'm just getting a little bit sidetracked, but we talk about like Monaco for the F1, or we have a racetrack called Bathurst, which is my hometown actually. That's everybody who's into motorsport knows that track, and I feel like the Australian Drone Nationals, it's going to cement its place, like the competition and just the races that we have there. It's incredibly special, and I think a lot of pilots are going to want that under their belt. All right. Chris Crawford saying, what did your wife say about how long you stayed up at the Nationals? My wife was completely supportive about me heading along. You know, she knows that I love this, and also it's part of my job. It's like I have to go to work. She was totally cool with all that. I'm very lucky to have such a supportive wife there. The kids, it was really nice. They're like, oh, we missed you, Dad. I was like, oh, I missed you guys too. EUC is saying, glad you're having a good time. Johnny DRC is still having some issues with his goggles. The SD card mechanism is not working. I feel like, Johnny DRC, you have more issues with goggles than anybody else that I see here in the chat. Oh, we've even got Screecher in the chat. He's saying hello from the aeroplane back home. So a huge shout out there to Screecher. Can I heart that little comment there? I have to say, an incredible competitor, amazingly skilled pilot, and also Spencer, you're just an awesome individual. So you will be seeing more. I can't wait to do more content with Screecher in the future. I've filmed some videos. I have done so much on FPV drone racing specifically. If that interests you, you're going to see a big insight in things of like what makes good spotters, how to old people go? What can old people do to compete? What do really young people, how do they benefit? And what are the differences here? How do you handle pressure? There was just so much really, really cool stuff. Anton is saying his weekend was boss. Kiz Bartlett is saying attended his first real whoop race after really focusing on myself. Last year, I would be lucky to make D mains, and this year, I'm not only made B mains, but I actually took 4th place. Congratulations, right there. Other people saying congratulations to Kiz as well. But let's do it. Let's jump in. Let's talk about this live stream because I don't know. Normally, I have a lot of stuff properly planned, but on 4 hours sleep, and it's like I went to bed at a reasonable time. I just could not go to sleep. Like just thinking about FPV and the amount of amazing people that I have met. And I have to say right now, that FPV drone event was the best time I have ever had in FPV, and I've been doing this for 10 years. It was the single, like, the greatest time I've ever had. It has been the peak so far of my FPV career. And I didn't even fly one battery. I didn't even put one set of goggles on it. And you know what made it special? It was you guys. It was the community. It was the people there. It was truly, truly special. So thank you to everybody, not just the people that were there, but to you guys who make this community so great. So we're going to talk about that, but let's do it. First thing, I want to give a shout out and talk a little bit about mental health, because I know we are going to talk about drones and we're going to specifically talk about a lot of FPV drone racing, but it was really impactful on the weekend when a lot of people said, hey, Stu, I also really love what you do and your open discussions about mental health. They were getting some merit or some value, or really did appreciate that. And it is true, if you are suffering, and we talk about this every single time at the start of our streams, if you feel like you're not yourself, I do not want you to feel alone. I do not want you to feel isolated. I know what it's like. I suffered from depression a couple of years ago. Thankfully, I'm in a much better place now, and I would say completely depression free, and have been for a little while, but I have never forgotten what it's like. And this is the message that I would just like to share to anybody who maybe this is the one thing that might get through. And if you're listening to this and it could be resonating in your ears, they're just listening a little bit and like, oh, you can't be talking about me. Maybe I am. I am. And I would like to say that you are valued. You are cared about. I'm very grateful that you are here. You are not alone. You are not isolated. And please go and speak to somebody. It's not weak to speak. Like if you break your leg, you go to the doctor. If your head's not working correctly, go and speak to the doctor as well. And our FPV hobby is so amazing at welcoming and supporting people. And I was talking a little bit this over the week to a lot of people, how for me, it's really hard for me to sit across from somebody and have a conversation like face to face over a cup of coffee. It just does not, I don't know if it's the ADHD there, but I just sitting still and like talking about whatever's happening in your life, it just doesn't feel natural to me. But if I can do an activity, and I call it shoulder to shoulder, and it's quite often why like a lot of blokes get together and go fishing, and I feel like that's where they make some amazing friendships and things just start to organically flow. It's because they're shoulder to shoulder. They're not looking at each other. They're just doing an activity. And it's the same thing for drone racing. And I feel like if you can be part of the community, if you can head out to a race event, if you can make it to just even a meetup, you don't even have to be flying, but just having that opportunity to be part of something that where you're not isolated, you're not by yourself, it is extremely powerful. And I recommend anybody out there who would think, you know what, I'm going to push myself. I want to do something that I'm a little bit uncomfortable with. Maybe I've been stuck indoors for a little bit. I've been getting in my own mind a little bit. I just want to get out. The FPV community is so supportive and so welcoming, and they will almost be fighting over who gets to talk to like a new pilot coming along, or who wants to show them some gear. We love sharing and including everybody in this hobby. So that's just something that I want to touch on. And also, if you are struggling, you can always reach out to me over on DIY FPV. My profile's all over my website. Send me a message on there. And also I'll be able to send some links and some other things as well for if you would like that. No pressure, but the offer is always there. And I guess the really important part, just to let you know that you are cared about and you are valued. And I am very grateful that you are here and you are not alone. All right. Let's get in, and I want to talk let's just jump straight in, right, to the 2025 Mission Foods Australian Drone Nationals. So this was a race that happened. I'm going to jump it and put it on the screen right now. This was a race that happened over the last 5 days in Brisbane, a local city. And I guess if I was out of the way here, you would see this is kind of perfect. So I can talk about there I am. Well, look at that. What a handsome gentleman. I got the jersey on and everything. It was next level amazing. So there was, I believe, 92, 93 pilots right there. And it was the best drone event, I think, obviously, that I've ever seen in person. But from what I was hearing about the pilots, it was like such a good race. It was run so well. Everybody loved the track. It was just like cheers all around. Everybody was happy. So if you have the chance to go to an FPV event, definitely go check that out. And if you are a racer who is thinking about, hey, I want to come and compete, it is open to everybody. We had some international competition right there. Screecher, we're in second place. He was in the chat as well. Flew over from the USA, and he must be feeling a little bit jet lagged. A lot of travel, but he came over, and it was the competition. I think it was very, very fierce, and that's probably what I want to talk about as the first point when it comes to this FPV recap and why Australia is a special place. If we look at the lineup that we had here, we had the best drone racers in the world. And I spoke at the start, like, F1, everybody loves that Monaco race. Or in Australia, there's the Bathurst 1000, which I think was actually on the same weekend as well. Like some really important racetracks. And drone racing, the Australian Nationals, I think, and I think a lot of people would agree, it is one of those little titles that, yes, there's international opens and working with multi-GP and all those things, but the Australian Nationals is such a fiercely contested race that it's like a wild card that's been thrown into the mix that every single fast pilot would love to have under their belt, to be able to say, yes, I took home the bacon when it came to this race. Like, let me just tell you the pilots that we had here. So everybody would probably know BMS Thomas, a gun on the sticks. Like, if his list of credentials, it would be like pages of the amount of races that he has competed in, and like he's won the International Open. So like the top tier best racer in the world. We have Screecher here from the USA. He's in the chat as well, taking out second place. BMS here was, I think he came in fifth place. I'll have to double check on the positions and things like that. But we had IQ Zero, who is arguably, like, these pilots, we are talking about the absolute precision elite level. IQ Zero, he was racing in this as well. Unfortunately, he got knocked out just before the final races, but that is how good the competition is here. And then we had Wilf, which is crazy, a local Brisbane legend, a 17-year-old. He has taken it out for the second time. So the level of racing, and I'm sure that some people, like, I wonder, I should just push play on this. We'll be able to see some DVR in just a little bit in the top side of our screen. Where are we? This might even be the championship race. There we go. We got Screecher just here. And you know what's crazy too? Like Slugus, watch that kid, 14 years old from New Zealand, crushing it. Unfortunately for him, a bit of a critical error. He did 2 laps because I guess maybe the pressure was getting too much. But let's watch this. And probably, if we look at this top left right here, this is the final race for Chase the Ace. And I feel like this is not in fast forward when I am watching this. The technicality, as well as just the course that was designed here, was incredible. And this was the one mistake that something happened where everybody was losing their mind, not cheering, that the wrong button was pressed on the live stream. But we're back now, and like, if we're looking at here, Wilf at the top left, absolutely sending it. Screecher's out in this one. He was in second place. So if Screecher won this race, he would have had 2 aces. But the speed that these pilots have would give anybody on the planet a run for their money. And I was blown away And it was crazy to see exactly what's possible. Like I'm sure people were watching this and being like, okay, it was really hard actually. Like my face right here is just looking concerned, trying to figure out what is happening and to be able to have the brain power to talk as fast as these pilots are going around. And here we are for the final lap. Absolutely blistering pace. And yeah, it's the best event that I recommend to anybody. If you can make it over to Australia, it's going to be held in Brisbane again next year. And I think there might be a bit of an influx into a lot of pilots around the world being like, yes, I want that. I want that title. And here's the scary part. It's not going to be easy to take, because the competition here is as fierce, maybe even fiercer than anywhere else in the world. Chris Crawford saying the top guys were so close, anyone could have won it. Yeah, and that is 100% correct. Crazy Rooster saying he just dropped in to say hi. He's got a Thanksgiving family holiday today. Hope everything is doing well. And Johnny DRC, thanks Crazy Rooster. I hope you have a great time. Johnny DRC is saying, I wish I had 10% of their skills. You do? Well, you've got some skills and a big one. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be at this top level as well. There were so many pilots, and a big sentiment, I don't know what the word, a compare, somebody you talk to as you do commentary with, is you just need to do one gate. And if you enter a race and you can do one gate, that can be considered a win for you. You need to set your expectations here. If you can do one gate, you can do one lap. If you can do, then once you get through one lap, you can do one race. And it was eye-opening, and I can't believe the amount of fun that I had. And I know my channel focuses a lot. And look at the track here, like the track, incredible. I wonder if we can jump to the awards ceremony here. At the end, there was like, and if you look at the people that turned out and all the pilots, and it's an outstanding event. I cannot recommend it enough. You can probably see I'm sort of glowing talking about it. I can't wait to be back. And I had such a blast too, being on the microphone. Like I had the best seat of the house. I got in the house. I got to like watch everything, see all the lap times, hear the discussions if there were any reviews, and like just have some insider knowledge on like how these race events go. And a huge shout out to every single person and every single volunteer, and even like Mission Foods here, who was the main sponsor. These races wouldn't be able to go ahead without their support, and the community. The community was absolutely key. Look at this gentleman's nice shiny shirt right there. There we go. He must know something about FPV. But yeah, a fantastic event. And even too, if I look at the quality of this stream, it was next level. What we were bringing to the wider drone community to enjoy and experience about FPV, very, very special. So shout out to Tim. He did an amazing job too on the live stream. And you know what's crazy? I looked at this was the multi GP here. I decided to watch their little event that was also on at the same time. So I was watching this a little bit afterwards, and I have to say, their track was indoors. I don't know if that would be my favorite. I'm not sure how some of the pilots felt about that, but the energy and the excitement versus the Australian, like we just took it to the next level. I am so proud. I am so proud to be part of the Australian FPV scene, and they are at the forefront of FPV. The like punching above their weight in such a big way. And there's so many things too. Like, do you enjoy ELRS? I wonder where that comes from. Like Australia does so much when it comes to FPV, and with like innovations and fast pilots like Wilf. We've got BMS Thomas, IQ0, world champions. I don't know what it is down here in the southern hemisphere, down under, but it is something special. So if you care about FPV racing, make sure you lock in the time to come to the 2026 event. I guarantee it will be the best race experience of your FPV career. And that's just not what I'm saying. We've even got Screecher in the chat here, who has raced a lot in multi-GP. You might be able to put some of his stats and things like that. He's saying the live stream was seriously Formula One level. Yes, Tim does an amazing job. Just everything, everybody took it to the next level. And I'm so proud to be a very, very small part of that Australian team. I guess I'm feeling a little bit patriotic, which is kind of strange right here. All right, let's get on. I do want to talk a little bit about this radio right here, and I do have a bit of an apology to give. We have, this is the PA01, and I have a really funny story because this new radio, this is from FlySky, it's rocking EdgeTX, it's got one of the faster processors in here. We spoke a little bit about it on the last stream, and I have to say it is the most comfortable radio that I have ever held. I also should shoot FPV's super chat there. He's saying, good day, Stu. Well, he actually says good day, Stu, but I'll read it as good day, Stu. Hope you had a great week, and everyone else too. I did. The best FPV experience I have ever had. And Screecher probably got a little bit sunburned. I did try to give him a bit of a warning and say, you know what, this Australian sun is no joke. So I wonder if he got a bit of an extra tan there. All right, back to this radio. Thank you very much, Shoot FPV. This radio was due out 2 days ago or 3 days ago. That was when the review was meant to go live. I didn't get that done. And you will have seen almost zero work on the channel in terms of like publishing videos because I was going to the Drone Nationals. They ran for 5 days. You just heard me talk about it and like being obsessive over how much fun it was. So when it came to action, and I was doing filming there, don't worry, I was still doing work too. I wish I did a little bit more because I was having just such a blast talking to people and seeing really cool FPV things and experiencing racing that, yes, I should have filmed a little bit more. But the funny story about the PA01, I think that's the correct name for it. FlySky was there, and the EdgeTX guys were there as well. And I went over to the tent, and I saw they had this radio, and I was like, oh, I want to ask some questions because I didn't actually get a little charging port. This has like a little charging base that you can plug into. I don't really see the point in that if I can just plug in a USB. So I'm not sure, unless it's really like to sit on your desk and then you're going to be doing some simming and then you can just put it back down and you never have to plug it in again. Anyway, I went over and I was like, man, I don't have one of these in my kit. That's what I wanted to find out. Is it an optional extra? And the guy is talking to me, and then I was like, wait, no, you, because they're thinking, oh, here's a random person. When you're able to order these, you will have to, and I'm like, no, I already have one. And it's like, wait, I'll just show you this email. And maybe there was some language barriers going on. And I opened the email and I was like, look, I've got an email here on my phone about this radio that you guys sent me. And the guy's like, oh, this is you? It's like, yeah, this is me. He goes, oh, well, the person sending it, that's me. So it's really cool to, like, we've had this email conversation going back and forth about this radio, and then we're talking to each other in person until we realized and the penny dropped. Oh, okay. So then we could sort of fill each other in about this radio. So there will be a review coming with this. I want to fly it with Stickman Steve. I have to say, it feels really comfy. A lot of pilots were excited, and they were talking about this radio quite a lot, actually. This was there was a whole bunch of radios given away. I think maybe like 20 radios in the end, or something that were donated to as a prize pool. But this was probably the one that I heard most people talking about. So stay tuned for this. But I haven't flown it. So I should have done so much work with it by now, and I do apologize to FlySky. It's just I was having too much fun with the community, too focused on this drone racing event. So this will be coming in the future. I've done barely anything with it though in terms of actually doing work on this radio. So sorry to them. Johnny DRC says, I still like flying with my FreeSky X-Lite. And Happy RC Flyer says, how do the ergonomics compare to the feel over the GX12? I love my GX12. Different. This is more game style controller. The ergonomics fit my hand really well. It feels really comfortable. I don't know how it would go for a pincher, and I don't know why it's just going to be my curse. I feel like maybe I do need to make a conscious effort to switch over my arm switch to the left. I don't like it. I do not like the temporary switch here, or maybe I could make it one of these. I don't know. It's just, I wish I had a latching switch here. I feel like that's going to be a complaint I have all the time. This is more comfortable than the GX12. GX12 is still an amazing radio. And like I say every single time though, do not get radio FOMO. This is not going to do anything that your GX12 can't do, and I'll have to look at the features to confirm, but I think the GX12 actually has more features if we're looking at things like dual band or Gemini and some of those. I'm going to have to deep dive and have a look at the specifics, as well as the gimbals. I'm not too sure exactly how these gimbals are made, so I'll have to have a little look at the gimbals in here as well. It does look pretty though, so that's, you can all, it depends too. Maybe you've got the GX12 crush. And I should have a look. How much is the GX12 right now? GX12. Yeah, so we're looking at about $170, depending on where you want to get it from, versus the PA01 is $200 as well. If you want to check out where to find like the latest things and how much they are, head over to DIY FPV. We talk about it every single week. Hopefully I've got some links down there below as well. Okay. Someone's saying there was at least one pilot at the Nationals with an arm switch on the right. It's just, I feel like I have to switch, not because I want to, but it's just going to make my life so much easier to get used to. I just got to rewire and retrain 10 years of FPV with my arm switch on the right. All right, let's have a look. The next thing that I wanted to show you was this. I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know how much the everyday drone pilot would use this, but this company was there. This is Additive Engineering, and they were showing me some, you guys can't even see. They were showing me some really cool things that we're doing with 3D printing. I just was testing out some 3D printing stuff, like one of my last videos last week, like the cheapest you can get, the Bamboo A1 Mini. But what made this special is, like, not only were they printing titanium, it also didn't need supports, which I feel like supports are a massive part of 3D printing. If you're going to be printing up and then you have like an overhang, normally if you just put that filament down, it's just going to fall, thank you very much, to gravity. But the way that this was printing in like some powder that they could, from what they explained, they would lower the model in, and then, I am completely paraphrasing, like weld, laser, do something where only the parts that needed to be built, printed, would fuse and melt onto the model, and it resulted in some crazy, really impressive shapes. So I don't know how that fits into drone racing specifically for everybody, but there is potential for like some record breaking craft. It'd be far too expensive to have this as your freestyle craft, or at its current state. But if you were going for some world speed records, or I don't know, maybe you do want to build the fastest frame out there, maybe you do have somebody who is going to sponsor you and they want to build something that is taking this to the next level, there is actually the technology now to make some incredibly detailed things that are insanely light and also insanely strong as well. So I don't know, expect not so much a video, but maybe a little bit more information will be coming in the future about that. Some amazing tech, racing or not. Yeah, it is. It was really cool. And Screecher saying, about to go into aeroplane mode. It was an absolute pleasure meeting everyone. It was a pleasure meeting you, Screecher. Spencer, all the best. Congratulations. And you deserved everything that you got. And he got a great placing, second place. Congratulations. I hope you had an awesome time. And you are always welcome back. Please come back next year, or whenever you like, actually. We can go for a casual fly. Maybe you can give me some race tips. And I'd love to do some more work with Screecher as well on the channel. Not just some live stream chat, but actually break it down, and we can talk about some other things. I do have an interview with him as well, talking about some differences between the Australian FPV community and then maybe more broadly the international or the USA community as well. Okay. Chris Croft saying that 3D printed metal was very interesting. Now, I'm looking at the time here. This is going to be a shorter stream than usual because my brain is absolutely cooked from 5 days of FPV racing. No, I guess like the drone nationals, but I didn't want to miss this live stream. And I was going to talk about like some DVR and what makes DVR good and what makes DVR bad, but I feel like that might be a better topic for next time. And today it was just all about the FPV racing community and just how special that is. And it was really insightful for me, and it made me realize how powerful and special that this FPV community is. So if you are out there, no matter what you are doing, no matter where you are, I would just like to say thank you for being part of this FPV community. I am so proud to be part of it. And what makes it special is you guys. It's all you guys in the chat, like Kiz, everything that you've done, every single person that is here, left a comment, been part of this, gone to a local flying club, posted a video, helped somebody online, sent somebody a message on DIY FPV. It is such a powerful, positive, fun, incredible community. And it is open to everybody. And I would like to say truly from the bottom of my heart, this weekend and this week, I love FPV. It's been like what I feel like has been my calling to do FPV. But this week I have never felt more excited, more passionate, more connected with this community. And the best bit is, like, we talk about it all the time, but the community truly makes it special. And I just want to say thank you. And to also extend that invitation to say anybody out there who is thinking, and they might see this, about joining and taking just like those connections and being part of this just a little bit more, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. Every single person that I spoke to there, it was helping people. It's just, you just love to see it because of what I believe in. I'm in my own small little bubble world. Like, I fly with Stickman Steve and a couple of people, and I put these videos out there, and I know that, like, there's a lot of people that watch them, but it's different when you meet them in person and you can see the impact that you are having. And I don't get to see that impact very often. So to go there and just the amount of people that came up and said how I got them flying, and it's all my fault that they started with like the $17.99 build and things like that. It was just such a special time. And I would like to say thank you to every single person out there who is involved in any part of the community, not just these Australian Drone Nationals, in any part. If you make content, if you are enjoying the skies, if you are part of this hobby, if you have purchased something and you've gone flying, that means you have supported companies that have been making these products for us to enjoy. You have supported FPV, and I would like to say thank you. Everyday with Bruno saying, no worries, thanks for being here, and congratulations on the event success. Claire saying that's exactly how we felt when Spencer first started flying. It's a unique community and easy to get obsessed with FPV. It is a little bit obsessive. Yes, a lot of people mentioned that as well. I apologize to a few parents that were there that say, hey, Dad, this is who got me flying. And I'm like, oh, sorry about that. Sorry to the wallet. Because it can be a little bit not expensive, but those initial purchases, there were a lot of parents were like, so you're to blame with my son or daughter's obsession when it comes to drones. All right, this is the important part though. If you are watching this, I know we've rambled about Drone Nationals, I know we've rambled about drones and the importance of community, but what is the most important? That is you. And I would just like to say to anybody listening to this, if you need to hear this, that you are not alone, that I do care about you. Even though I'm this random Aussie dude on the other side of the screen, that doesn't make these feelings any different. I'd be telling you the same thing if I was looking at you in person, that you are valued, you are cared about, you are unique. I am so grateful that you are here, you are cared about, you are not alone. And please don't ever feel isolated. And if you are not feeling yourself, that you have to just shut this away and not talk about it, please reach out, go and get some professional help, go and speak to your doctor. I know what it's like. And maybe this is the message that might help somebody just to take that little step, just one small step on the road to people having the life that they deserve, because you do deserve a good life. And just reaching out, talking to that doctor, and with me knowing what it was like, and here now feeling like depression free, and I don't have those issues that were so severe for me 4 or 5 years ago. Just to let you know that you are not alone, and I'm really grateful that you are here. So if you need to hear that, that means that was for you. You can reach me on DIY FPV. And I'll put some other links in maybe after this stream as well. I know this has been a shorter stream than what we are used to. We do have a lot of drone stuff I want to talk about next live stream. You'll see some videos popping up over the next week or so about drone nationals, about this radio. I've got some other really cool bits of tech that I can talk about as well. But I have to say, my brain, to be honest, is spent 4 hours sleep, and that was because I was so excited about FPV last night. Even though like the race was over, I came home. I spent all evening talking to my wife about it, and then I just could not sleep, like thinking about the FPV race and how special it was and everything. So, and then I woke up early and I was still thinking about it. But I wanted to be here for this stream to just show up for the people there, to let them know that I'm showing up for you and you deserve to show up for yourself as well. So I didn't want to miss this one. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for everybody who is here, and a huge shout out to those people who are members, who are here week in, week out, whether that be over on Patreon, whether you're one of the people with the awesome green names next to them, the people who sent through a super chat, or if today is the day when you say, hey Stu, I do appreciate what you do, that little join button is down there below. You can sign up. It supports what we do here in sharing this positive energy of FPV and changing people's lives. And as a bit of a bonus, there's also some bonus videos you get to go and watch as well. All right, you guys are amazing. I know we're cutting the stream early. I will be back next week. Love you all. I've never been so excited about FPV. I don't know if this is, I've probably rambled about it for 40 minutes about how passionate I am feeling. It's like next level. Expect some incredible things from this channel, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped for FPV. I love FPV. And I love all you guys. All right. Happy flying.